Welcome to the Mystery Box Podcast. This is the first episode, the inaugural episode, the episode where I can't say episode for some reason.
The epipode.
The episode. I want to go with that.
Off to a good start.
Yeah. My name is Ryan Chappie. I have a bunch of different names. We're going to say Chappie for this because that's how I'm going to be addressed. And I'm joined today by two different hosts, if I can point to the right things because I'm not used to my camera just yet. I'm going to let them introduce yourself. So one of you pick and don't do it at the same time. Good job. So
Hello.
Steven, go first.
Hi, I'm Steven Wilson.
And
It's good to be here, everybody.
You can call me Joe.
just Joe.
It's not my name, but you can call me
Joe
that.
Exotic is his name.
Joe
It's
Exotic.
exotically Joe. I'm actually suing him for copyright.
As you should. This guy is a scoundrel, and he's in prison already. But we're gonna make him be in prison more.
I finally had my own magician name, Joe Exotic, and then they're like, "Have you seen Tiger King?" And I was like, "Damn it!
And he just ruined
Jesus.
everything.
All ruined. I lost it all, man."
It's okay, he has coronavirus.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Does he?
He does, apparently.
Oh,
Things I learned today?
that's like another new episode right there.
Yeah, just Joe Exotic and his coronavirus that he definitely.
You know they're
had.
making a movie?
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Wait, what?
They're gonna make a movie.
Like just a actual movie, like about him, like
Yeah,
start.
they're gonna make a movie about him. I don't know why, because I feel like the movie would be like, it's less crazy than the show. It's less
Right.
crazy than real life.
Yeah. So the actual show was just insane.
Yeah.
Show
Let's see.
was like a scripted television show.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
just
felt
ran
like.
insane. Let's talk about just how ridiculous that was. Real quick, let everybody know.
Let's talk about Tiger King, I guess.
So we're gonna get to Tiger King. We're gonna get to a bunch of different topics. The meat of what we're looking at today, we're gonna get to a portion a little bit later on called our top 5 quarantine games. So it's games we're playing, we're recommending, and stuff like that. We're gonna get to that later. But first,
That's
Stick
because
around.
you have to stay for the whole
you
thing.
have
now.
to stay for the whole thing.
You
Damn
have
it.
to stay.
Do it. Okay, I'm pointing at my camera. I have this I'm sitting in this nice car. Let me do something. Okay, just once. No, but yeah. In the meantime, what's up, guys?
Not much, man. Just staying at home, trying to not eat.
Let me
Too
take a quick
much.
question here. Raise your hand if you're an essential worker. Me and Joe raise our hands. So
Steven, you need to raise your hand. You're essential to me.
I'm not essential.
there you go. He's
You're
essential,
essential.
to us.
You're essential to
Oh,
this.
okay.
He's essential to the mystery box happening. Okay.
Yes.
So
All right.
man, how crazy is it when you're an essential worker? Like the amount of people just coming in and just doing stuff in general is insane. Like I was at I went to this place in California in Pasadena. It's called Gorilla Mall. So if you guys haven't been there or anybody hasn't been there,
Gorilla Mall?
Is that a Pokemon?
I wish. It's close, but it's better. So it's a burger joint out in Pasadena, but all the
Okay.
burgers are themed after metal bands. So they have like a Metallica burger. They have like a
Oh, okay.
Twisted Sister, like this
an
and this.
Aussie?
They have an Aussie, they
A
have
bat
Pantera.
burger.
They have like all these different burgers, and they're delicious.
So it's like Pink's, but for burgers.
Yes, and it's
Got it.
way more delicious than
Nice.
Pink's, in my opinion. So I went to
Okay.
Gorilla Mall, and I was talking with the owner, who is very nice. She is amazing, but she was telling me about how like when everything got locked down, people just started coming in, and like they had all their food sections blocked off. You know what I mean? And people would still come in and like kick the chairs where everything was blocked off to sit down and eat their food.
Jeez.
And I'm just, people are going crazy, man. Like, it literally says on the news, stay inside. Like, you can go eat your food, go do whatever you want. Hell, I drove all the way to Pasadena to get a burger and come back here. God, that burger was worth it, though. Let me tell you.
Oh, that's where you were today?
No. This was like a week,
Oh, okay.
2 weeks ago.
What burger did you get?
So I got this thing that was called what was it? I don't remember the exact name of it. Forgive me, but I can tell you what's in it. So it's
I can't forgive you, but go ahead. Go.
So it's a burger patty, and then on top of it is obviously cheese, onions, and then on top of that is brisket, like just sliced brisket on top of a mountain of brisket, and then you got barbecue sauce. If I remember right, there's like a jalapeno cheddar sauce they add on top of it as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then they like cover all that in some other thing that I can't remember entirely. but oh my god, was it delicious. I was mouth-watering, and like, as you guys know, but like people that are watching don't know, I am on keto right now, so I can't have buns and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I'll just get it wrapped in lettuce. And the person looks at me when I ordered that, and they're like, you don't want it wrapped in lettuce. And I
They
was like,
put your hand on your hand. They're like, listen to me. Don't do this.
I was so intimidated. I was like, oh, okay. And they're like, no. Don't worry. We can still get you for the keto. Don't get it wrapped in lettuce. Put it on a bed of lettuce. You feel me? So they literally just like got a little tray thing and then just put lettuce on the bottom. So it's like, if you want to make it a salad, you can do that. But
Oh, that'd be bomb.
Perfect.
it's pretty much just meat, but it's so delicious. One of these days I'm going to take you guys. Grill 'em all is fantastic.
Okay,
Oh my god. That's my little
I'm down.
tangent
I'm
there.
down. I'm gonna name a
2022.
band
Here we
that
go.
I think it is. Was it a Led Zeppelin burger?
There's not a Led Zeppelin burger.
There isn't a Led Zeppelin burger.
There
There's
might
no
be.
Aussie Bat Burger.
Was it?
There was an Aussie burger, but it was a while. So they have the regular menu, just the menu, but they also have a rotating burger of the month that changes every single month.
Was it the burger of the month?
It might be a burger of the month. Mine
What
was
month
not.
did you
the,
go?
The Cowboys from Hell is always. Right now they're doing something called the War Master, which is fucking awesome, and I've had
The
it before.
War Master.
Yeah, it's a special thing for this fighter named Josh Barnett, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but he hosts this event every year called Bloodsport, where it's like fighters that go up against like professional wrestlers, and they Grill 'Em All is a huge wrestling establishment. They love wrestling and stuff. So they
Oh,
host
okay.
I love them.
events.
I love it already.
Yeah, so they host
Already
like
in.
a viewing party for Bloodsport every year. So since Bloodsport happens in April, their April
Mhm.
burger is the War Master, named after Josh Barnett, and he like makes the burger for you. So it's awesome. And then you have a watch party. Usually, granted, right now it's coronavirus, you can't go down there and actually watch anything, but like usually they'll do stuff like that. Or like with like whenever WWE will have like a pay-per-view, they'll have a thing where you can go down and watch it there and like hang out, enjoy some burgers, get beer, whatever you want. It's a cool place. I really like
Are
it.
they open?
Yeah, they're open right now, but only for takeout. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you guys are down to like
Still try it.
break
Yeah.
quarantine, you are welcome to get in my car and I will drive us down to Grill 'Em All. We will just get the burgers and then come back, drop you guys off, and then you can enjoy your burgers at home. Or we can get the burgers before a podcast and eat them before the podcast and just have a Grill 'Em All
There you
review.
go. There you
That's
go.
that's the content we're looking for right there.
There you go.
Yeah, we should just become food reviewers.
I mean,
I mean, in this
In-N-Out
economy,
drink right here. This is
some people
Oh,
don't
it's
know what
garbage.
In-N-Out is.
I'll review this
It's
right now.
garbage.
I'll review this right now. If you ever
Okay.
want to know what the elixir of life tastes like,
is it
It's-
Diet Dr Pepper cream soda?
it's Diet Dr Pepper cream soda.
Wait, Joe, I just realized that was diet. Okay, flip it
Yeah.
over
Hold
and
on.
tell me two things, because I might be able to actually
Okay.
enjoy this elixir of life. How many sugar and how many carbs are in this? Total carbs and total
Okay.
sugars.
I'll tell you three things.
This is great.
There's no carbs.
Oh my god, I could have this.
Oh hell!
And Diet Dr Pepper has no sugar in it.
I can have it. I
And,
can officially have it. I'm going to buy this.
I'm
Get
gonna
on
tell you a
Amazon,
third thing.
order 'em.
I'm gonna tell you a third thing. Bonus third fact.
Bonus third fact.
It's delicious.
God, I can go get this. I can
And
now
I drink-
officially get this.
Yeah.
When the quarantine started, okay,
Right.
when it was all starting, people were like talking about getting locked down. Everyone was talking about like, I gotta get toilet paper, I gotta get all that stuff. I went to a grocery store and I was like, they have Dr Pepper cream soda. That's the only thing that was on my mind when this started.
Makes sense.
I was like, cream soda? I'm like, life's not that bad.
I mean, if you have Diet Dr Pepper cream soda, is it really that bad? I don't think it
I
is.
only found regular, and I was like, I can't drink too many of these. And then I went to Albertsons, and I'm like, hold up, they sell diet, and I was like, and I bought too many cases.
You
That's
bought
all
the
I'll
whole
say.
stock.
Like you walk
I'm not
in.
gonna say the number, but just know that it's enough that you'd raise your eyebrows.
Like
That's
you
all I'll
walk
say.
in and everybody's going nuts for the toilet paper and like all the paper towels, and you like run over to the soda aisle all by yourself and still trash it anyways because you're just like, this is mine.
Where is it?
You're like, we need some justice for the cream soda. Goddammit, you guys need to make it look like this actually is worth something.
Have you guys been? Because I've been doing that too. I've been loading up on snacks.
Right.
Just to eat throughout the day, and then I have my normal meal and stuff. I have an uncomfortable amount of Diet Dr Pepper around me right now.
That's me, but vitamin water.
Not for me, but for normal people, maybe an uncomfortable amount.
Oh yeah, no, uncomfortable amount for normal people. For me, I'm not uncomfortable around it because like I'm drinking it anyway, so it's coming to me. I don't really care. how much there is. I'm gonna drink it regardless. I don't care.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's just because of all the dietary restrictions. I'm not turning this into a diet podcast, but man,
Speaking of
so little
that, have you guys been having any alcohol while under quarantine?
not yet.
I can't
Okay.
have alcohol.
This is
Oh, well, okay.
So I haven't-
That's good.
That's not. I had a beer to celebrate my sister's birthday. 'Cause
Okay.
She had to spend. They had to spend it. She had to spend it in quarantine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I said, she wasn't too bummed about it. But I did say like, I'll have a beer with you, and she's
Makes
like,
sense.
yes.
I had 2 sips of a Smirnoff Ice, and that's it. Because I had a friend over, and
Nice.
she was like, "Do you mind if I drink?" And I'm like, "You can do whatever you want." And she's like, "Here, have some." And I'm like, "I don't know if I could have that, but
You only
fuck
had
it."
2 sips.
Yeah, because like I don't know if I
Should've
could have
had
this, and I don't want to drink it all. I'm like, next time bring over like a 1/5 of Fireball, and I'll chug the whole thing. That's all you need. That's
Is Smirnoff Ice still considered like a baby alcohol?
oh yeah, hands
Like
down.
a baby alcohol.
But she is
That
also
and Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Mike's Hard is also considered a baby alcohol. They have the
It's-
Mike's
yeah.
Harder. And Mike's Harder is kind of actually.
I like Mike's Hard Lemonade. Don't at me.
I like Smirnoff Ice. I don't give a shit.
You're a baby.
It tastes good. I'm not
Like
trying to
a
get drunk off
baby.
of it, but I just like how it tastes. Sue me. Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, so we talked about this a little bit off the air. I don't know if you guys want to get fully into it. So we've all seen Tiger King.
Yes.
Thoughts on what the fuck happened in this show? Like where, like it's like Steven brought this up earlier before we started, but like how did this go on for so long and we never heard
heard
a
about it.
single thing about it? Like this is the craziest story in my opinion that we've heard.
You know
of.
what's funny though? After watching Tiger King, I realized that I actually had seen Carol Baskins before because sometimes I'll just watch random videos of animals on YouTube just because I'm bored.
Right.
And I specifically remember the "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens," and I didn't remember. I had
iconic.
and I remember seeing that in the documentary and being like, "Oh my god, I've seen her before." I definitely remember seeing this and being like, "This lady's really weird." She start the videos like that.
You know, you thought she was weird before. Wait till you
Yeah.
hear how she killed her husband.
Oh my god.
Also,
dude.
are we all in agreement here? Like that's 100%. Like she
Oh
did,
yeah, for sure.
right? Joe, do you agree?
She knows who did it. for
Okay,
sure.
thank you.
She knows who did it for sure.
That's how I am. I'm like, okay, if she didn't do it herself, she has
She
some
knows the
involvement.
truth.
There's something going on here that she's not saying. She either knows who did it or she knows what happened. Like there's so much missing in this little area that like
Yeah, that's a good point, Joe. Maybe she didn't do it herself because
Yeah.
that's not really something
No.
I think she has.
There
in
was
her.
there was a film theory.
oh, I love this.
Which I don't know if you all know what film theory is.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Steven, do you know what film theory is?
It's like a YouTube channel.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
people who
it's
do
Matt
game
Matt
theory.
Pat.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love Matt Pat. Matt Pat's great.
friend of the show.
But there's if friend of the show.
That's how you do it. Anytime anybody who's
he
not
did a
on the
thing
show,
on,
friend of the show.
friend of the show. He did a thing where he talked about how if a tiger could do it, and he explained that a tiger doesn't have the strength to eat a human body all the way, but a jaguar does. So if she had any
Interesting.
jaguars,
So Big Cat
Yeah.
could still do it, is what you're saying.
Well,
if it's a jaguar, a tiger can't do it.
well, you know that she has multiple cats.
Yeah, I mean it's Big
sure.
Cat rescue, not Big
But-
Tiger rescue.
He goes into the thing where when he disappeared, they only had like one full-grown tiger on the premises at the time. They didn't have
Oh.
enough tigers.
I need to go into this more.
Interesting.
Like I've
It was pretty good.
I mean, granted though, I'm sure there's also an element of like the documentary people are also trying to make it so it's like it seems a certain like they want to put a narrative
Right.
in a certain way.
Maybe he just crashed somewhere and they never recovered.
Probably
the-
just effed off to Costa Rica and is just living there now.
Imagine he's sitting in Costa Rica right now,
Dude.
watching Tiger King, just sitting there watching. And he's like, these
He's like,
dumb motherfuckers.
I could, but I won't.
yeah, he's like, I could, I won't.
He'd probably be like this. He'd probably be like this. He's just like, ha! And then that's
You're right.
it.
That's probably that would be my reaction. I'd
I
probably
mean, is he
start
still
laughing.
alive? Because
That's
that was
true.
what 20 years ago.
Yeah, Who knows? You could
Yeah,
have
so
done
who
some
knows?
messed up things. There's worse things in
It was
Costa
20
Rica
years
somewhere.
ago.
I mean, there's been
Yeah.
worse things that have happened around those islands. I mean, hell, not far off from that was Firefest, everyone's favorite national
Ah,
holiday.
jeez.
Don't you dare talk crap on Firefest. That's what I named my Animal Crossing island.
You mean the
You named it that?
Yeah, I named
great-
it Firefest. Everybody comes to Firefest. It's a deserted island, and there's nobody there with tents. What are you gonna
That is-
do? So every
I
time
know,
someone
right?
comes, they're like, "Oh, I'm going to Firefest," and I'm like, "I love this."
no one
branding."
visits your island?
Stupid
yeah.
Firefest people like complaining. It's like, guys, just hit the trees
Yeah,
for
just hit the
wood.
trees. Come on. I literally have. I'm like doing marketing for myself now, where I changed my Twitter header on top to the Firefest logo. So if anybody asks why is it that, I'm like, oh, it's my Animal Crossing island. We have a whole marketing campaign. Go to YouTube and type in Firefest. We have the first settlers of the island just chilling. It's terrible. I love it, but it's so bad. Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks just in general, just getting things settled and stuff between like work and like so when they closed down my place, because I'm essential now, but when it first happened, it got so bad that they closed down the grooming salon because I work in a pet store.
You're always essential.
You
were always essential.
Man, this podcast is kissy.
They brought it back, right? The grooming?
Yeah, so they brought it back. After 2 weeks, they brought it back. Before that 2 weeks, they were like, hey, you can work out in the actual store and like help people, which is fine. I've done that before. Or you can use your vacation time and just take it all off. I opted for both. So I took a week off, and then I did a week of vacation time. Or
Nice.
of working. And yeah, it was really weird taking a week off and not doing anything, and then coming back the week afterwards and being like, oh, I wish I took more vacation time, man. Like, I was so mad at myself. I was like, fuck. But, I mean, we've been leaving early and stuff like that, and, like, I've just been using vacation time, so I still
It's
get
kind
paid.
of like a mini vacation, right? Already?
Exactly. Plus, getting that $1,200 is really sweet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That helped out a lot. I'm like, although I also was really irresponsible with it. I don't know if you guys are the same way of irresponsible, where I got my $1,200, I'm like, I'm spending this on myself, goddammit. So I've, not all of it. I
haven't spent
throw it
it
all.
yet, and I'm kind of debating on whether I should just use it all on a bill that I have, like a credit card, or if I should just, I don't know,
I didn't get any.
crazy and get something cool, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't get any. I didn't get 1,200.
You didn't?
No,
Why not?
I don't think I didn't apply for it. There's no need for me to apply. I'm working like a lot.
Did you get your
My
income
hours
taxes?
Did you
My
do your
out-
taxes?
Well, I did my taxes. I just didn't have. I haven't gotten my return, I guess, or whatever.
Oh, then
Oh,
you'll
it
get it.
might take a while. Yeah, you'll get, because you don't have to opt in or anything. It just comes if you filed your taxes.
Oh.
Yeah, if you did your taxes, it just goes into
Oh.
your bank account or through like a paper check at some point. So you'll get it for sure.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, in time.
I thought you guys were talking about that unemployment thing.
Oh, no.
Oh, not unemployment,
Oh, okay.
just the stimulus check.
Yeah, it's like a
Oh.
free $1,200 pretty much. If you make a certain amount or less, you get that money as long as you filed your taxes for this year. So,
I'm not gonna spend it until I know that my to me, I don't, because I'll tell you, I was supposed to go to New Zealand
right. Oh, yeah, that's
in
right. I remember
June. Which I think is basically canceled at this point.
that. Unless
Oh,
they
yeah.
magically lift the entire bans, I think, yeah, it's probably going to be canceled.
Yeah, but I still have the days off, and I haven't uncanceled it.
Mhm.
So until I'll keep the money, and I'm like, if everything works out magically, and I can still go, I have the money. But the
Then you
minute
can
they're
use
like
it,
the
yeah.
trip's canceled, the minute the trip's canceled, I'm gonna be selfish.
That's smart. Because, okay, let me tell you, I was immediately like, okay, I have to be
Mhm.
half responsible to put some of this away because I have a lot of bills. But I didn't spend any of my tax return on myself. I put that on bills too. So I was like, I'm going to get myself something. So I bought a new chair. This isn't the chair. I'm waiting for it to get here, and mail takes forever right now.
I bought a new chair. It's not this one.
Not this one. This one it works and stuff like that, but it's slowly going away, and I'm like, I can get something that's a little more comfy than this.
It's slowly creaking.
Yeah, it's creaking a lot. So I'm like, I just bought a new one, and it was a wonderful purchase, but it was a $600 chair. Worth every penny. I don't give a fuck.
Ooh.
Sure it was for that price.
Yeah, so it's supposed to get here late May because there's like pre-order backups that are going on because everyone's buying chairs with their $1,200, and then also shipping just takes forever right now because there's such little amounts of people everywhere. So it's gonna be a minute, but as soon as we get it, I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
You'll see it on one of these podcasts. I'll be sitting like really comfy on a chair, and I'll be like, "Got my chair." That's all I care about.
Sick.
I got a new chair. I got a new chair for Christmas. I'm glad I did.
Did you get like a gaming chair kind of thing, or just like a new like ergonomic kind of chair?
Yeah, look, I'll try. Audio listeners, sorry,
Oh
you
yeah.
don't get
I can describe it though.
to see the chair.
So Joe's wearing a Punisher shirt.
You don't
Ooh,
get to
that is
see
a
it.
really nice chair. What brand is that? Is that
Ooh.
DX? It looks okay. So for audio listeners, it looks
That looks
similar
comfortable.
to a DX Racer. It has the head pillow. Very nice. Like, is that blue or purple on
Looks
the
like
sides
blue.
right there? Really
It's blue.
nice. Okay, it is blue. And then there's
It's
a very gorgeous man sitting.
It's a. It's me. It's I don't think it's a DX. It's like a. I don't want to say a knockoff brand because
What does it say on the head pillow? I can
It's
tell
a
you.
My mom-
CX.
There's nothing on the head pillow.
Oh, that's weird. Might just be like one of the ones on Amazon, which are still good. This one's actually the one I'm sitting in is also one from Amazon.
It's an
So-
Amazon one. It's super comfy and it's got like, oh god, I could just fall asleep in it.
Yeah,
It's so good.
the same thing with this chair. It's just I need a new one. Or I need a new
Except the
one.
problem is now when I suck at the game, I go, I can't blame it on the chair anymore.
See, but when you do good, you can blame it on the chair.
It's
You
all the
literally-
chair, dude.
You can message
The
kids
chair
and be
gets-
like, children,
It
feast
gets
your
all the
eyes on my
pros.
gaming
We
chair.
gotta find out who makes this chair so they could sponsor us.
Hey,
Sure.
guys, sponsor.
Sponsor this podcast.
They're a
please.
friend of the show.
Friend of the show. We're going to say random. Funny enough that you mentioned that. This is a random anecdote from that. Like a couple of months ago, this is before the quarantine happened, I actually applied and I was so mad. I barely missed out. But I actually applied at one of these gaming chair companies because they were based in
Mhm.
Chino. And they were like
Okay.
a high reputable brand one. They're called Vertigear. I know I'm like product placing right now. But like,
Hashtag not a sponsor.
not a sponsor.
But,
But
you know,
I mean, I can message them. I still have their Discord. But no, they brought me in and like they were like, "Oh, we loved your thing, this, and this." Like I just lost out because someone else knew this this computer coding thing that I didn't know, and it like helped with like designs or something like something complicated. And I was like, "Okay, no problem. It doesn't make sense." And they were really nice about it. But man, I was like, if I got that job, free chairs for everybody. We're all getting
Free chairs.
Oh, hell
That's
yeah.
gonna be our life. But yeah, after I'm done with this chair, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm either gonna just give it away because it's not broken again. Like I said, it's just like a little wobbly here and there. So I'm like, I might just give it to someone that wants an extra chair for any reason, or just be like, here, you can just.
We got to get into the chair business now
Yeah,
because since
now's the
we're in
time.
quarantine, chairs
Sure.
are going to be even more important.
That's
the chair business is booming.
That's the
That's
logic.
where all
Yeah.
the money is at right now.
That's why everybody's buying chairs right now. What
And
do
the
you do?
soaping business.
You're sitting
The
at your
soaping
desk.
business.
Like that's how my friend. Like I felt guilty about buying the chair first because I'm like, I've never spent this much money on a fucking chair. And my friend messaged me and was like, "Well, think about it. You're at your desk like all day when you're not working." I'm like, one, rude. Are you calling me a shut-in?
Yeah.
And two, you're right. So she's like, yeah,
Facts.
think about it. When you're playing your Xbox, you're at your desk because my Xbox is right here, the TV. I'm like, oh, when you're on your computer playing video games or editing, my computer is right here. You are always at your desk. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you've talked
Be
me into buying
comfortable.
this. So I just bought it, and now I'm just waiting for it to come in. I'm so excited. It's gonna be great.
Congrats.
I'm so excited. What about you guys? What else has been going on in the coronavirus life? Just playing video games and working for Joe?
Yeah, man. Just been I wasn't sure when stuff was getting shut down. I was like, I don't even know if I go into work the next day.
Yeah.
And then I text my boss and I'm like, do I have work tomorrow? And then he usually replies like immediately, like, yeah, come in at this time. And he didn't respond, and I was like, oh no. Like, do I not have work? And then he texted me at like 3 a.m. He's like, oh, LOL, yeah, you have work. And I'm all like, good thing I,
Found
have a
out?
terrible sleep schedule and was awake at the time because I would have slept in.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we've done some things. I work at a pizza place for people who want to know. I'm not going to tell you where.
Oh, yeah, nobody use specifics. Except for
Pizza
Steven's
Hut.
shop, which I will hands down call out in a second.
It rhymes with ominous. You'll never guess it. That's right. It's Papa John's.
Papa bless.
But we did some stuff where, but it's like you gotta wash your hands. It's like we wash our hands all the time anyway. And then we had to post a note on the door like only 3 people can come into the store at the time.
Right.
And we hired a bunch of new people. Like which was nice. But it was supposed
In
to be
this
like,
economy, new people.
New people.
yeah, man, because we've been on the up and we've been on the up and up. We've been
That's
getting
good.
busier and
That's
busier.
real good.
Like before all this was happening, we were getting busier and busier. So we had to hire new people. But the thing is we're like,
Ooh, cutting
they
out.
get so busy for leaving their house and coming to
Yeah.
us than anything.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Normal amount of deliveries. I have to wear a mask now.
Oh yeah, we all do. So I don't know if you guys knew this. It's California law now. Everybody has to wear masks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
you
you
have to
leave.
wear a mask if you go through the drive-through. I actually had to. My beard was way longer than this. I had the quarantine beard going on,
Oh, everybody's getting it.
and every time I'm like, someone's about to see me with like it starting to max grow out,
Right.
I have to trim it down, and people are like, oh, it's shorter than I remember, and I'm like, you should have seen me a week ago.
It's like it's slowly getting shorter, but you just missed everything. Like every little thing has been missed.
Yeah, so it's gotten the longest it's ever gotten. It's like, audio listeners, you can't see it, but basically just picture a Grand Wizard's beard.
Right.
I'm like a level 7 mage.
I'm about it.
That's how long it's gone.
I love it.
But other than that, I have been luckily unaffected for the most part.
That's not
That's
bad.
good.
My life has not changed that much.
Question for both of you guys:
Mhm.
When did you guys find out that you guys were closed or on any restrictions? I guess Joe, you didn't have any restrictions, right? You guys were always open.
No, I have nothing changed for me other than I have to wear a mask now.
Okay,
I'm fine. Other than that, I've been
so-
lucky.
so this is more Steven.
So for me,
Yes.
it was different because I work in a mall. I'm not going to say where I work, but I
wanna say
do
it so
work
bad.
at a video game
Parlor.
store, a video game
Best
parlor
Buy.
that considers themselves to be essential, even though they are not. But anyway, I work at a mall location. So actually, this company actually has stores that are still open that are just doing curbside pickup. My location, unfortunately, couldn't stay open because it was in a mall. And when everything in the mall starts to close, they were like, just close the whole mall. Like, there's no point keeping the entire mall open
Right.
for one or two stores
Makes
that
sense.
refuse to close, which is basically what happened. So we were selling Animal Crossing on the 19th, which is the day before it came out. And
Right.
normally we're not supposed to sell it until 9 o'clock, right? Because
Right.
the street date.
Yeah.
But we just said, screw it. What are they going to do? So we started like selling it at like 3 p.m. on the 19th.
I like it.
And we wanted to get everybody who had it pre-ordered to get their copy because if the mall wasn't going to be open the next day, they basically weren't going to be able to pick up their pre-orders. So we were trying to get as many people to do it as possible, so they weren't like,
Right. They announced the shutdowns literally the day before. And they're like everything's shutting
there
down
was
except for
no
essentials.
there was no time to like. I think when they announced that they wouldn't be open the following day, it was like at 9 p.m. So it was like, if you didn't already come in and get your copy, it was too late.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't pick up my copy of Final Fantasy or Persona that I had pre-ordered there because the mall's closed. I can't
Yep.
get in.
That's
which
how a lot of
sucks.
people were. They all got screwed out of it. Like,
Yeah.
so
Well, did you guys try calling? Were you guys calling people like, hey, you come in today, like people that had pre-ordered
Yep.
it already? Or,
Well,
okay.
well, first of all, I was like just being honest with them. I'm like, look, you have it pre-ordered, you have it paid off. I would get here as soon as you can. We're just gonna sell it to you because we don't even know if we're gonna be open tomorrow.
that's true. And sure enough, you guys weren't.
It's sure enough, yeah. And a
Yeah.
lot of people were very thankful for that. So
Were you just at home when you found out, or were you like at work or something like that?
no, I was at work. I was
Oh, you
working
were
that
there.
day. Yeah.
I found out. Funny story. So I found out that we were when we closed for the 2 weeks. I found out that we were closing at a wedding, not just a wedding, but
No.
a quarantine wedding that I was the best man for.
Oh damn.
So it was like only 8 people in this wedding, and I'm sitting there and like they're getting ready, like, all right guys, let's get ready to do like the vows and stuff like that. Let's get ready. Everybody starts setting up. And I get a phone call from my work, and I was like, crap. I feel like I actually have to take this because like everything's shutting down. Like I need to make sure what's going on. So it rings and it rings, and I literally look at everybody and I'm like, I gotta go, and I run out the front door as fast as I can, and I just pick up the phone, and she's like, hello, and I'm like running out of breath because I was still like super out of shape at this point. I'm like, hi, what's up? And like, oh, Yeah, we're closing tomorrow for the next 2 weeks, so you don't have to do this if you don't want to. And I literally was like, are you saying I get vacation? Like, I just stopped, like, the winded breathing. I'm like, you saying I get vacation time and I can chill for a week? So I literally, like, walked back into the wedding, and everyone was, like, looking at me, like, waiting on me. And it was one of those awkward movie scene moments, but it was only 8 people, where everyone, including the person that was marrying them, was just looking at me like, this motherfucker. Stop the wedding. That's not his wedding. Just go answer a phone.
He's like, excuse me, this is important.
Yeah. Okay. This is my financial future. I'm never gonna financially recover from this. Okay.
Nice.
Tiger King.
Stick tiger meme.
Yeah. Tiger meme.
I quote that all the time.
Same. All right. You know what? It's been about half an hour.
So
Okay.
we should start on
Get into
our
this.
main topic.
We're getting into the main topic today, which is our top 5 quarantine games that we recommend or are currently playing, or both. I mean, it could be both. So how we're going to do this is we're going to all start with our 5th pick. We did it in order. Number 1 is our you have to play this. Number 5 is you should probably play this. It's a really, really fun time.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're going to start. We're going to go in a circle, and go around.
Are we frozen, by the way? I think we are.
Oh, we just froze. Yeah. Cool. So I'm going to...
All right.
That's fine. We're going to put this image on because our video is just not mounted.
I kind of like the images that's on right now. It looks funny.
I'm kind of about it. I'm kind of about it.
Is the
Yeah.
audio still good?
Yeah, audio's still good.
The audio should
Okay.
still be fine. That's fine.
I'm gonna leave this video not found up for a bit, and then we can switch it up. Just because then there's like a thing that has the break that shows you, oh, our video cut out here.
We need something
Hey.
that, like you were talking about earlier, just for future podcasts, like where it's not just a still image, so that it doesn't do a screen burn.
It'll just be my face like this.
I'm okay.
Is there a way you can put like a GIF in our place? Is what I'm basically saying.
Yeah, I can make it work. I gotta edit it later on, but I can
Yeah,
make it
we'll
work.
do that later. We'll do that later.
Yeah.
All right. So who wants to go first?
So let's go with Steven first.
Okay.
Steven, we're gonna see
All right.
what are
Okay.
you playing during quarantine as your number 5? that
So
you would
I
recommend?
didn't know that we had to be playing these games.
No, you don't
I
have
know
to be
that
playing
was
them.
No.
okay because I'm not. But I was just thinking of a good list, like for people who are in quarantine, trying to get like a general audience kind of thing. So my first ones would be, and it's kind of a tie between Just Dance and Ring Fit Adventure.
I like it.
Mm.
Either of those games, because it's the kind of game that you have to move and you have to constantly be moving your arms and your legs. I haven't played Ring Fit, but I've actually kind of wanted to because I hear it gives you a hell of a workout.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people need, especially since they're quarantined at home.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a cool little adventure game too, which but it's sold out everywhere. So if you can't get your hands on that, then just grab Just Dance or something
Yeah.
for the Switch or whatever system you have.
Makes sense. All right, Joe. What's your number 5? What are you looking at?
Number 5. So when I did mine, I was thinking of like easier games to get into at first,
Right.
like things that people can just pick up. Because a lot of people probably bought like a Switch that have never owned a system before to play Animal Crossing, just so they don't lose their mind.
Right.
It's like a big thing. So in the same vein as that, I'd say if easy game to pick up Minecraft. Get some Minecraft on there.
Hey, it's a good choice.
That's
It's-
a really good choice, actually.
You can play with friends. You can play by yourself. It's relaxing. The music's really relaxing. You could put a podcast on in the background and just kill time and build stuff. It's just it's a good way to be like chill and like feel like you're doing something like I built a house, or like let's go to the end and stuff like that. And it's not too hard. Simple.
Yeah, just straightforward, just fun time, just something you kind of like zone out and play. Makes sense. All right, for my number 5, I told you guys this before. I think this is going to be on all of our lists, but it's my number 5. My number 5, you guys don't have to say where it is if it's on your list and stuff like that. You can just say, oh, it's on my list. My number 5 is Animal Crossing. So,
Definitely.
Animal Crossing, I haven't
It's actually not on my list.
What?
Really?
It's not on my list.
Really?
I've never played an Animal Crossing game ever. I don't
Well,
know if I
this
can
is
remember.
why you should, Joe.
Yeah. 100%.
Hey, sell me on it. Go ahead. This is for me now.
So, Animal Crossing is, well, if my island name of Firefest isn't enough to just sell
It's
you
true.
on it already, Firefest is awesome for one. But Animal Crossing, it's just a fun. It's similar to Minecraft. So you say it's a very relaxing experience. Just kind of do stuff. You know, you're placed on this island. You're building things. You're making a new home. Like you get to live the life that you can't live right now because you can't go outside. So you can go out. You go on an island. You can do whatever you want. You know, just literally. The only thing that does suck, and I've mentioned this before in other things, is you're time gated by day. Unless you change the clock on the inside of the game, and you can time travel is what people call it. But you're kind of time gated to a day. So like first day you can get up to getting your house, we'll say, like your first house, and then you have to wait till the next day and then it's built, and then the next day you can like help with the museum, and then the next day the museum's built. Like you're kind of like that. But if you just want to skip it, you can skip through everything and beat the game in like a week.
Yeah.
But otherwise it does take a long time to get to. But it's one of those things that like I've enjoyed just being able to get home, play for like maybe 30 minutes or so to an hour, and then just hop off and I'm good. Other people have been playing nonstop, you know, collecting things and selling and making money, and like I want to pay off my debt. It's very relaxing. The soundtrack's really, really chill. Just an overall fun game. I've talked about Animal Crossing a lot, but I feel like it's just one of those bigger games that just had to be there. So yeah,
I'm getting pestered, man. People are pestering me to pick up Animal Crossing.
I think it's worth it.
Just do it. Just bite the bullet.
Yeah. I might.
All right, Steven, what about number 4? What are we looking at number 4?
Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
Now, I couldn't decide between this and Skyrim or any other like big open world game, but I ultimately went with Breath of the Wild because it's got a lot of the same things that like other games like Minecraft or Animal Crossing. Not necessarily you can't really build stuff, but you can explore a lot. Like I've had sessions of Breath of the Wild where I've been playing for like 5 hours straight and I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Like I've just been running around, collecting weapons, making food, and like, oh look, there's a shrine over there. Okay, I'll walk over there. Then that takes forever. And there's different ways to do each dungeon or each shrine. Like sometimes, like I'll find these weird ways to complete them that I'm like, I know no one else has done this before, and it just feels good. It's
rewarding.
A great game. It's rewarding. There's stories there if you want to look for it. It's cool.
I'm going to side note you there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
On the note before we get to Joe's, I have yet to play Breath of the Wild.
You should.
Now's the perfect time.
Now is the perfect time. I need to get around to it. I've been playing
very good.
a couple other games, including some that are on this list later on. But like, I need to get to Breath of the Wild. Everybody tells me how great it is.
I still haven't done everything in that game.
And yeah, that's what everybody says.
I haven't done the DLC.
So much to do. You will never run out of. But you're never going to run out of things to do. There's just that much.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to do in that game.
So far, so good. I like our lists.
Yeah. Animal Crossing, Breath of the Wild, Minecraft, and what was your first one, Steven?
Oh, Just Dance, Ring Fit.
Just Dance, yeah. Just stuff that like gets you active and everything. It's really good.
Yeah.
Joe, what about your number 4 though?
So my number 4, I'm going to change it. Wild card rule. Number 4 was Breath of the Wild.
I like it.
I was dumb.
Okay.
Me and Steven had the exact same spot.
That's
the exact same spot for all the same reasons.
So, what's the wild card rule again?
Choose one game, and you can switch it if you want.
I invented the wild card rule right now.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. I'm changing it. I'm changing my list. So number 4 was between 2 different games. Okay, so I'll just pick the other one now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the same vein. It's again, you can get it on anything if you have any system.
Right.
So it's easier to access. But in the same vein as Breath of the Wild, The Witcher 3.
I had a feeling this was going to be on someone's list. I didn't know whose, but I've had a feeling.
It's a little bit harder to pick up at first than the Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
It is Witcher 3, but you don't need to know anything about the first 2.
Yeah.
You can just hop right in. It's
I
really
can't
good to know.
confirm that.
It's more Witcher 3 is more about what happens in that game,
Right.
than what happens in previous games. But there, and again in that one, exploring. There's so much stuff to do. Gwent,
Oh, Gwen.
which will take over your life and become more important than saving the world, is like, I need to challenge this random stranger to a card game. You basically become Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
The Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Sick.
You go around, you just duel everybody.
It's the Yu-Gi-Oh game we always won. But
Yeah.
hunting monsters, learning how to hunt them. I think the best thing about that game is that you forget you're not doing the main quests, because side quests are so good,
And there's so many of them, too.
and there's so many, and they're so good. You're like, And a lot of the times it's just like, oh, I found a random bag on the ground. 3 hours later, you're like, I forgot what I was doing. Now I'm stuck in this thing. I'm in a temple. There's portals everywhere. It's real good. It's a good time. And length. You don't know how long you're gonna be locked up for.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna keep you busy for a long time.
You're right. And another bonus of it is like a lot of people also were curious because of, you know, obviously the show. So it's like,
yeah,
the show's great.
yeah,
the show was great.
So it's like, oh,
it was
we can
fantastic.
just transfer it between, like, granted, different story. You're not gonna get continuity between the two right now, but like same universe, same people. Like if you like the characters in the show, you're gonna like The Witcher 3 for sure.
Yeah,
Hands
and as
down.
someone who's actually just seen the show and actually haven't even touched any of the games, like I love the show. And
Yeah, good.
I have the game on my shelf, and I probably will eventually put it in there.
As someone who played the games and has read all the books, I have them up there on this shelf back here. I have all of them. I will say, when I watched the first 5 minutes of the show, I'm like, nailed it.
They did a great
Oh,
job.
yeah.
The show was
nailed
awesome.
it. It's perfect.
Can't wait for season 2. Cannot wait whenever that comes.
All right, number 4, Chap.
All right, my number 4 is one that I don't think you guys have played yet because it's very limited right now, but it's really fun. So it's this game called Valorant. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. So I just got into the beta the other day. Valorant. It's a game from Riot, the same people that made
I don't know
League of
anything about
Legends.
it.
And it's like the best way to describe it is like if you took Counter-Strike and Overwatch and merged them into one, you have Valorant. So it's a very interesting blend where it's like you have enough like credits to buy guns at the very beginning to get your setup, but you also have abilities like Overwatch. You have like an ultimate, you have like little things, and it's strategic. It's not like it's similar to Counter-Strike where it's like if you die, you only have 1 life per round. So make sure you're good and make sure you're well equipped, and it's very tactical. It's really fun. I'm enjoying it right now. It's like my shooter pick of the day where it's so different but also like the same at the same time. And also I love Riot. Riot does a good job of a lot of their games. So I've been playing this Valorant game. I highly suggest everybody at least check it out. Granted, beta access is super restricted right now, so humble brag,
PC
bro.
only, right?
Yeah, PC only for the moment.
Yeah.
When it releases, it's releasing on everything.
And did you get the beta by just like sitting on a Twitch stream?
Yes. So how you do that is if
Okay.
you watch Twitch streamers at the moment, twitch.tv/insert streamer here. They have drops enabled, which will give you codes to get into the beta. Apparently they're pretty rare, but you can get them. If not, the game does launch in summer of this year, so 2020. They said they're going to launch the game this year. Like no matter what, coronavirus and stuff like that, they'll just do a digital rollout. They're fine with that. So keep an eye out for Valorant. Looks interesting.
Definitely.
All right, so we're on. Go ahead.
Side note, didn't Riot Games, didn't something happen today with them? Like something got announced? I think it started with an H. Height. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Give me.
Did Riot mess up somewhere again? Did they do a thing?
No, it was like a game that people said there's no way someone will pick it up, and someone picked it up or something.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Give me one.
All right, guys,
saw
I'll be right back. You guys figure this out.
Yeah,
Okay, we're gonna find things out while Steven's doing
wild
things.
card.
Wild card. Oh, Hypixel joined Riot.
Yes.
Yes, that it comes up right here. Yeah, Hypixel Studios is part of Riot now, with Hytale.
Hytale is the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it was like I read a thing where it said that the while we wait for Steven to come back.
Yeah.
That the Destiny developers were like, it looks too insane for it to ever be a thing.
That sounds right.
And now with Riot Games behind them, people are like, it's gonna be a thing. I don't know anything about it. I just what I just read.
I'm gonna side note again. I'm gonna side note the side note. That's where we're at. I'm gonna side note the side note.
Go ahead.
So, since we're talking about Destiny, that is not on my list for one.
Spoilers.
A
It's
lot of
not.
people-
I haven't played it in like over a month and a half.
So a lot of people who know me know that there's one game I'm generally associated with because I play it all the time. It's Destiny. I play Destiny all the goddamn time. But
I'm back.
I don't I'm in a state where I don't recommend it to people, and that's why it's not on my list. Because the way the content is right now isn't that good.
No,
Which
right
game?
now it's Destiny. Because I was saying it's not on my list, and I was like,
It's not on mine.
I thought it might be on your list.
Nope.
It's not on mine either.
It's very dry right now. Like, not to knock them. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure they know everything going on, but like, you're not looking at a big content drop. It's kind of stale right now.
It's a mobile game.
Yeah, that's why
Content.
I didn't
It's
want
mobile
to put
game
that
content.
as a recommended game when it's not that much. If something like this is a reference to past games, but like a Taken King expansion dropped, hell yeah, I'm recommending it. That is a huge content drop. It was really enjoyable, really good. Right now, not that good. Plus these games that all the games currently that we have listed, in my opinion, are way more fun at the
Yeah.
moment. They're so much
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
And with that, we're on I think number 3 now, right? Steven, you're
Yes.
number 3?
Yes.
Number 3.
Okay, so my number 3 is not one game specifically, but it's kind of an entire series, and I put any mainline Pokemon game.
Ah.
So for
okay.
me through the years, I don't know how you guys probably aren't as big of a fan of Pokemon as I am, but as I grew up, I always played, Red, Blue, Ruby, Sapphire, Diamond, Pearl, etc., etc. Well, whenever I get bored or just have nothing to play, I'll restart those games, and in any of them, like I'll go back and play Sapphire, I'll go back and play Platinum, and especially now they even have Sword and Shield on the Switch, and those games have always been fun to me because it's like even though you're replaying the same story again, each playthrough is not necessarily the same.
Oh, yeah.
So like you're like, hey, I've never used Weezing before. Let me go ahead and put that on my team.
Well,
you know?
you can like what's the term? Is it Nuzlocke?
Yeah, you could do you can set little rules for yourself.
Yeah.
Like Nuzlocke, which is very famous, where you can,
That's
like,
where you release
whenever
it, right?
you, well, yeah, if like a
Sometimes.
Pokemon faints, then you release it, and
Yeah.
it makes it more. The stakes are higher. You actually have to think about your moves,
Your
and
choices
your
and
Pokemon, and yeah, you can make the game challenging for yourself.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a lot of fun.
I like that, and the fact that you brought that up made me remember that I have this because I do the same thing periodically where I'll boot up old Pokemon games and play them. More specifically, I'm going to do a throwback right now, like really, really far back. This is a Game Boy. This is
Oh,
a
sick.
Pichu Special Edition game. I'm going to put this up to the camera if you can see it. The Pikachu and Pichu Special Edition Game
Yeah,
Boy.
I remember that.
And inside of it is a original copy of Pokemon Silver that I still play to this day.
Yo, my man,
Dude.
respect.
This is
Pokemon Silver, best
Silver-
sequel ever.
thank you. Okay,
Yes.
small tangent real quick. Silver and Gold and Crystal by default, in my opinion, are the best Pokemon games by a mile because
Okay.
they also included 16 gyms. You had the original 8 and you added on to those 8. Like that's insane and still hasn't been replicated. That's the most they've ever done. And it was in Gen 2. And they've never had a game this big in my opinion.
They couldn't top it. So
They couldn't. They never brought it back too, which is crazy, but yeah,
also,
Pokemon
Heart
are
Gold and Soul Silver are great remakes.
great
as
remakes.
well.
I have Soul Silver for my DS inside of my thing. Favorite game ever.
I was a big Pokemon guy until I think
Hawaii
Fire.
one.
No, not until not the Hawaii one. I think the couple ones before. I never had a
Hawaii
DS.
one.
The Hawaii
I never
one's
owned a DS, so I never played any of those. Black, White, Diamond,
yeah.
Pearl. I
The
got
Fire Red?
Y, but I never beat the Elite Four.
Oh,
I would
wow.
play a Pokemon game. I would never finish it.
Because then if you finish it, it's over.
And then I would start one, and then it got to the point. But I did play the crap out of, and I beat Shield. Shield was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love Shield. Side note off that side note, other than Silver, only other acceptable answer for best Pokemon game is Emerald version, because that game has endgame content.
Emerald was
Yes,
awesome.
it does.
No other Pokemon game
Battle
has managed to beat
Frontier.
Yeah, the Big Island. That was cool.
the Battle Frontier, which was more about solving puzzles and being smart than having a better team.
Yeah, it wasn't really. But it was still fun though. It was really,
good.
really good.
It's good.
All right, Joe.
Platinum also had a Battle Frontier.
Did it?
Oh yeah.
Damn, I don't even remember platform. Platinum.
Ah.
I'm off.
I never played it. Emerald was the top tier Pokemon game. For me.
Emerald was top tier. Joe,
All
3. What are we looking
Number three. Okay, this one is different. Is the middle of the road. Okay, this is like my one like kind of harder one.
Right.
Of the 5, Divinity 2,
Oh wow.
Divinity Original Sin 2.
Nice.
It's one of the best. It's if you ever wanted to play D&D but didn't want to play a tabletop thing and you just want to play it with a controller, these are the games you want to play. Especially good if you have friends who are like, hey, we should all play a game together, like a story game, not like a competitive. I don't like competitive stuff a lot.
Right.
Like, because a lot of it's all the same. It's like
It
capture
is.
the flag, you shoot them, I shoot you.
Mhm.
What's like whatever. Team work-based stuff.
Right.
Divinity's great. It's hundreds of hours long. Okay.
I like that.
It's you can play it by yourself. You can play it with one friend, 2 friends, 3 friends. And it's one of the highlights of it. It's and you can make your own character. You can play a preset character. You can build your character however you want him to be.
And it plays like Diablo, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
That's great. I love
It
that.
plays like Diablo. It's all about teamwork. Like, make sure one of our people is the persuasion guy, so we have to make sure they talk to everyone.
Right.
I can pick all the locks, so whenever you see treasure, like, we gotta get Joe over there. It's especially fun when you have people, like I play with Jesse, and Jesse likes to pickpocket people because he's the thief, and he constantly getting us into trouble. He's
Of
constantly getting us into trouble, getting people to turn on us. If we can't solve a quest, we're just like, I don't want to work with this guy. Let's just bop him. And then you have to have team discussions. It's like, we don't agree with this. Don't do it.
It sounds similar, not exactly, but like very like in a way similar to Dungeons and Dragons, but not exactly. If you know what I mean.
It's a Dungeons and Dragons game. That's what it is.
So that's all I'm right.
It's a 100-hour campaign where you make your own character. You can role play your character. It's great to do with friends. One of the highlights I've ever had is we went to a village and it took us 3 hours to get out of one building.
That's awesome.
Whoa.
One building.
That's awesome.
Because one of us accidentally found a lever that led to like a cannibal thing, and like we accidentally like went into it. And we're like, we don't know what to do.
I love it. Side note, are we doing
that's
a
it.
Dungeons and Dragons stream at some point? Is that what's going on? In the far future, when coronavirus isn't a thing, we're gonna just play Dungeons and Dragons on stream.
In the far future, listen, there's that. You all remember how I reacted. That Dark Alliance game is still coming.
Forgot about that. It exists though. There's YouTube footage and it exists.
But
YouTube
it,
history box.
I don't
gotta
have the
check it out.
amount. I don't have the amount of time to tell you like all the things in Divinity that you can do. It's crazy.
I mean, it works because especially now there's so much time for so many people.
Its final note is if you can think it, right? You can absolutely do it. If you think like, screw this, let's just solve the puzzle this way, the game never says no. It says sure, why not?
I like
Go ahead.
that. That's cool. It gives
Go
you
ahead.
like more options.
Yeah,
So you can
Sick.
you can play literally your way. And that's awesome.
Your playthrough, if you guys started a playthrough with your, like if we did one together or if you guys started one separate, it'd be completely different than mine every single time.
That's cool. That makes the
'cause
game really fun. That's
Because how you guys solved a problem or went one direction, completely different than how we did it. So
I like it.
I recommend. And that's number 3.
That's number 3. Yeah, we still have a couple more picks. I'm gonna move it to my third then. My
Yeah.
third is this is a me pick. So
Mhm.
a lot of people that know me know that I love this game. This is my I play this game once every year, but it's also
Hello,
just
Kitty.
a fun one. I'm gonna set the stage because I like horror games. If you guys know what I'm
Okay.
talking about already, there's one of 2 games that people will associate me with horror. One of them, which is not on my list, is Dead Space. I love Dead Space.
All right.
But
Respect.
the game that I'm putting in here is an old PlayStation 4 exclusive called Until Dawn.
There it is.
Talk about it all the time.
Man.
Until Dawn,
There
fun.
it is.
It's a good have your friends you can't have your friends over, but literally
Your
play,
family members.
Yeah, have family members, whoever. If you live with people, or even just by yourself, it's still a fun adventure. Get everybody. It's a very story-driven game. You get to make choices similar to Telltale stuff, and you just go on this adventure and find out what's going on in this creepy mountain. It's fun to do at night and just freak yourself out. Fun campaign. Granted, it's not super long. I think it's a 12-hour campaign, and you get to do all these things. And it has a lot of replayability if you want it to, because you get to pick who lives and who dies. And then when the game's over, you want to redo the whole thing and see if you can save everybody or kill everybody or kill 3 people and save other people. You have that choice to do whatever you want. It's very, very different than most games that I've played, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. I always brag about it. I always say it's one of my favorite things, and I will never stop praising this game. Very creepy, very fun, just ridiculous adventure. And one of the main characters is Mr. Robot, and a lot of people like Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
So
The best actor.
yeah,
now.
Yeah, he's in the new James Bond movie that's got delayed till next year.
That's funny. Yeah, he's
Don't
really good. at
remind
that
me.
game.
We're not going to talk about the delay, but we're just going to talk about how James Bond is awesome, and I can't wait for that movie. But yeah, Until Dawn, not a lot to say about it, but definitely I feel like a lot of people should play it. It's not a super long game, and it's really cheap. It's been out for many years. Was on PS Plus 2 months ago.
I think it was
for
free. Yeah.
And then now I think it's only like 10, 15 bucks. Definitely worth it at that price. I would pay 60 for it. I actually paid like 40, I think, but I would pay 60 no problem. Fun game, a lot of replayability. Scare you yourself and some friends. Good time.
Yeah, I agree. Until Dawn's great.
I love
100%.
Until Dawn. All right, so we're in the final 2. These are the heavy hitters in my opinion. These are like the ones of. These ones are games that you really, really. The rest you should play, but these top 2 picks for each of us, I feel like you should get these games, 100%. So Steven, with that awesome intro, what's your number 2?
So my 2 was actually Animal Crossing.
I knew it.
But I'm gonna go ahead and since we've already really talked about Animal Crossing, I'm looking at my shelf here, and I kind of want to go
Wild card.
back on what you had, which was Until Dawn.
Right.
And I'm gonna nominate Life is Strange,
Ooh.
because
This
that
whole
is
series,
another.
1 and 2.
Yeah, why not do 1, 2?
Isn't there
and
like a-
There's like a prequel.
Yeah.
Called Before
Yeah.
the Storm.
Okay.
I've only played 1 and Before the Storm, but I do want to get 2 eventually. But it's the same thing as Until Dawn,
Two's
where
great.
it's very story driven and it's very cinematic. But from my experience, you can pretty much play that game with anybody. I've already played through it like 3 or 4 times, with each time with someone different, and they've loved it every single time.
It's a fun pickup. It's a very fun pickup.
yeah,
And it's such an interesting tale they tell too. Like, it's funny, Telltale, but like how much you can do in it. Like, it's
and it's not even Telltale
No, it's
technically,
not.
but it plays like a
it's
Telltale
similar,
game.
yeah, similar-esque. But Life is Strange is a great pick. All of it. Like, doesn't matter which one
yeah.
you pick. Before the Storm.
Voice acting's
2,
good. The
1.
characters are likable.
The story is really good. Like, it's very, very good series, hands down. I agree.
Yeah, and then just to get you guys who don't know anything about it, the first game is about a girl. Her name's Max, and she finds out, this is kind of spoiler, but it's like the first thing that you learn in the game. She has the ability to rewind time, only just very slightly though. So like normally in a Telltale game, the whole thing is, oh, you make a choice, this person dies, and then you move on. But this game does a little bit differently because, okay, you can see each path before you actually finalize it. So, like, you're like, okay, I'm going to let this person die. Ooh, I really didn't like the outcome of that. Let me see what would happen if I did the other thing. Okay, this happens. I actually like the first one better. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then...
That's cool. It's a different take on that kind of genre.
But once you lock in that choice, then it's done. And that might cause something later on down the line, which,
People are
Then
going to
you
remember
can't-
shit.
Can't stop, right?
yeah, you can't stop.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I've always wanted to play it. But
Highly recommend. Also cheap.
Jesse's played it.
Oh, they're on.
He's
If you have
raved-
Game Pass, they're all on Game Pass, I think.
he's raved about it. And a side note, if you play that, you could probably get into all the other kind of Telltale like games that are out
Yeah.
there.
All of them. I think all of them
Pretty
are
much.
on Game Pass, if I remember right. Except for, like, Jurassic Park is not on Game Pass, obviously.
I didn't
What a
know there
loss. What
was
a
a
big
Jurassic
loss.
Park one.
Yeah, so it's not a traditional Telltale game. They made it it's their very first game. And it came out years and years and years ago. It's for 360, I think it is.
I already hate it. Just kidding.
It wasn't as big as the other Telltale games, but
Life is Strange is great. It's
How
pretty good.
ironic that the Jurassic Park
Great
game
choice.
as big.
big. Alright, Joe. Number 2.
All right, this game, this is a me pick, and this is a me pick.
Trying to think.
I love this game. Anybody who plays this game will love this game. Okay, I feel like. Unlike all the other ones, though, this one's only on one console. You can only get it on one. So if you have it on a PlayStation, okay,
Oh.
Persona 5.
I knew it!
Persona
Yeah!
5. It is
Great.
Persona 5 Royal, which just came out. Which I spoilers in playing currently. I don't know if we talk about that, but that's what I've been playing. And let me just say, man, I think it's the ultimate one because you're stuck inside, but the game makes you live a life.
It does.
Go out,
You socialize.
You have to socialize with people. You have to plan around your days. You have to study for those exams.
Gotta make sure you pass.
And gotta make sure you pass, or else you get in trouble. The story's great. The animation's great. The gameplay is great, and the music.
The
Music's
music.
always good. So, Steven's gonna hate me for this, and Joe might also hate me for this. I've never played a Persona game in my life, but I know
I've
the
never
music
played one until 5.
is amazing in every single one. I've heard the music, and it is awesome.
It'll keep you busy for hours upon hours. And not only is it going to keep you busy for hours upon hours, but it's multiple playthroughs, because how it works is you have to do your time management. Okay, so you might not get to know everybody the first playthrough around, but if you do a second playthrough, you could get to know the people you didn't know the first time. You can romance someone different that we both know. There's only one right answer.
Makoto?
It's Makoto.
Hey, I just took a guess. It's like the only one that I know. That was from editing Steven's page like forever ago.
It's one of the best games I've ever played. It's on my top 5 favorite games of all time. All time.
Reviewed
I played
insanely well. It's such a praised series.
It's such a praised series, and as someone who played the crap out of Persona 5, Steven, I can tell you, I don't know if you've started it yet.
I haven't got Royal yet because it couldn't pick up my pre-order.
I can tell you, Royal right out of the gate, totally different. It's so
really
different. It's so different. Like the minute you start the game, you're like, it's new stuff.
It's new.
It's new stuff. There's new stuff. There's more stuff. It's just like they pack things into the game. I think one of the only drawbacks to Persona is there's a point in time where there's like nothing really kind of happening. You're just waiting for the next thing to happen. Okay, I haven't had a single moment of that.
I like
That's
that.
good.
I'm actually more conflicted. I'm like, oh, this person wants to hang out, but I really want to hang out with this person. It's one of the best games ever. I'm not even going to tell you anything about the plot because it's just you gotta play it.
All I gotta know is the Joker from Smash is in it, right?
Joker from Smash.
That's all you need to know. There you go.
Joker for Smash.
Jeez.
And if you don't like anything about the game, you will like the music.
I'm okay with that. I like music, so that works.
The music is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. And the new tracks are great.
Might be the soundtrack now. I want to listen to that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's
Yeah,
move
Best
on.
turn-based RPG. Just throwing that out there.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, little details
Yep.
about the game.
Like ever made. Best turn-based RPG
Yeah,
ever made.
one of the favorite games of all time.
See, I'm trying to figure out what your guys' number 1 is after hearing all these. I'm like, what is left? I think I know what Joe's is. I'm not sure about Steven's, but I'm pretty sure I know what Joe's is.
I think mine is obvious.
Yeah, I think there's only one thing you've been hyped about for like 6 months since the trailer release. I'm pretty sure I know what that is. Anyways, before we get to that
Okay.
spoiler, my number 2. My number 2 is something that's been out for a while. There's rumors of a new one soon. Nobody knows when.
Mhm.
But it's a series, not just a game. It's a whole series, all great games. Something that you really dig your teeth into, and if you really want, you can spend a lot of hours on it. The Arkham series. So
Oh,
Batman
that's
Arkham. All 3
that's
of
a
them.
great pick.
Great series. Like, you don't even necessarily need to be a Batman fan to love these games. The way they play is so good. Like the combat.
You'll become a Batman fan.
You will become a Batman fan.
You will.
And
yeah.
the cool thing is, it caters, I feel like, to both casual Batman fans and hardcore, because they really go deep into lore with some characters, like with little pickups you can find and stuff like that. And they just have a fun, enjoyable story. All 3 of them. Like, they all connect very well. They're all very fun. They all have their own, like, good things. Some of them have some things that are a little not as fun, but they're still good games overall. Something you will always remember after you play them. It's just phenomenal from start to finish. I'd never hated an Arkham game ever, so I always recommend it. It's just a constantly expanding world where you play the first one, it's in this little area, next one's in a city, and then the next one's in the entire ass city of Gotham, and then there's another one that takes place in between it as it serves as a prequel, which is still in a pretty big sized area. And it's just, you can do so many things. There's boss fights, which everybody loves boss fights, to be honest. There's boss fights, there's exploration, there's little trophies to pick up, and if you really want to get into the meat of the game and spend hours on hours on hours, specifically the Riddler has these little trophies that you can get. There are so many of them in the game that it will take you out. It took me, I want to say, upwards of 60 plus hours to get them all in Arkham Knight, which is the last one. And I got them.
Yeah.
I finished it. It took me forever.
You got all of them?
Oh yeah, got all of them. Played
Wow.
the crap out of that game.
Wow.
I will always go back to them. They're always fun. And plus, playing the games in Adam West costume just makes it so great. It makes it so great. It's so good.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arkham games.
I
for life.
rebought the when they had it on sale, all
Oh,
three
yeah.
games.
The collection.
Because I never played Season of Infamy.
Oh my god, I love this.
So on my down the line, I'm gonna do a complete replay through. But yeah, those games are great,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Arkham, hands down, one
Yeah.
of the best games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Steven.
Which one's the best? Hold on.
Oh,
Which one's the best
the best Arkham game?
out of all
Personal favorite.
three? 4 of them. Origins wasn't that bad. Real
Origins
quick.
was actually pretty good. A lot of people hated it, but like
It's
it just didn't improve on a lot of things, but it was still a good game. It was still really fun, enjoyable story. Very, very good.
people
My-
just don't like it because the other 3 are so good.
Yeah.
But Origins is not bad.
So my favorite though is actually Arkham Asylum, the very first one in my opinion. It was
Okay.
really it turned everything on its head. I saw this Batman
Mhm.
game and I'm like, this is gonna be garbage, but I'm still gonna get it because I'm a Batman fan. And all Batman games were terrible up until this point.
It's
So
true.
I was like, let's try this out. Oh my god, I lost my shit when it had Kevin Conroy, who voiced the original Batman from Batman the
Yeah.
Animated Series.
Yep.
Mark Hamill, who is Luke Skywalker and also voiced the original Joker of
Mhm.
Batman the Animated Series. And just such a diverse cast, such deep lore, and it was a dark and gritty game. You were sneaking around Arkham Asylum in the vents and stuff. You were learning about how the Warden went crazy, spoilers, and killed people in the asylum. Like it's such a great game, and also it gave us the, in my opinion, perfect redesign of a character in Scarecrow, bar none.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Scarecrow's design in Arkham Asylum was amazing and creepy, and those sequences were something I'd never played before, where he's staring down with the eye beams and stuff, and oh my god, masterpiece of a game. I love it. Although,
Yeah.
the most popular pick is City.
Yeah.
City is the most popular of the three in my, like from what I know.
I think Arkham Knight was my favorite because
Arkham
I'm a big
Knight.
fan. I'm a big fan of finales, so I usually always like the final game. And
the
a lot of things.
the ending of Arkham Knight is awesome, especially if you do everything. That's why I did the Riddler trophies, because you get the true ending if you get everything. And it's such a good send-off for a game that, like, I kind of felt iffy when I heard they were making a sequel to it, or, like, another Arkham game soon, which has been teased forever. We don't know if it's going to come. Maybe during E3 week it'll happen, but it was a good send-off. The only thing about Arkham Knight, and everybody says this, is the tanks got a little too much. But,
Batmobile, yeah.
yeah. Other than that, though, just
Yeah.
great game. Oh, my God. All that whole
Hey, then the new one could be Terry.
I was just about to say that. I was like, what if they do Batman Beyond?
if they did Batman Beyond, I'd lose it. I don't think it's gonna be Batman Beyond. I think it's gonna be a sequel to Origins. I think it's gonna be in between, where you get Origins and then the sequel to Origins. And this is just me praying, but I hope, and this is deep lore Batman stuff, I really hope that the Court of Owls is the villain. That is my favorite Batman villain ever. I have all the
Mhm.
comics sitting right over here. The favorite story
That's
arc
dope.
ever. So I hope that it's that. But we'll see. Maybe this year at E3, because WB Montreal was supposed to be at E3 this year. Even though E3 is canceled, they're still holding like a video press conference regardless. So let's hope. We have hope. We'll take it from there.
Would you want
We
the
would-
Joker to come back?
No,
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm done with the Joker. Not
His
like
Alright.
baby's still out there.
yeah. I love. So don't get me wrong. I love Mark Hamill, and I believe it was Troy Baker who did
Troy Baker.
Origins
Yeah.
Joker. Both of them amazing. I just feel like there was just so much Joker over the course of 4 games. He's the main
I mean, he's
and
the
villain
guy.
for almost all of them. Like for all 4 games, he's pretty much the main villain, except for kind of in Night and kind of in Origins. But for the most part, he's in front and center.
Wild theory. Wild
Wild theory.
idea. Going off mine Steven's idea. Terry McGinnis, okay? Son of Batman versus the
Son of the
child
Joker.
of the Joker. Yeah.
Or just give me Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker in video game form.
Because that movie's dope.
That movie is
movie was dope.
amazing. And also terrifying for a child to watch. Children should not watch that movie. Anyways, we're at number 1. That was a long
Yes.
time on a number 2 game, but man, this means that
Yeah.
number 1's gonna be great. Steven, I gotta know,
I gotta know what's his.
what's your number 1 quarantine game we should be playing?
Mine's Obby.
Okay. So, my number 1 is Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Whoa!
Just kidding, just kidding, just
I was gonna say no. What?
No, actually, I was gonna say World of Warcraft.
Oh.
Or
Okay.
World of War Crack. Maybe you guys have heard
Oh,
that
never
before.
mind, I get it.
No.
The reason why is because this game is, in my opinion, the ultimate you can do whatever you want. Now, you are in a fantasy setting, but at this point, I don't know how many expansions it's had. It's had like maybe
Oh, man.
20 at this point. I have no idea.
I want to say it's near 15. I think.
There is endless hours of gameplay in this game, and it's online. So it's kind of like Destiny, but
it's the original Destiny, and it did it better.
It's basically the original Destiny.
Yeah.
I don't think any MMO has been able to top it in terms of users. Now, people have been saying WoW has been dying. There's still like millions and millions of people playing this game.
You also have to assume, like, this is the people that are caught up on the content, you know what I mean? Like, everyone who's just plowed through everything or skipped everything, if you want to just go in and spend time on the game, there's so much you can do. Like, there's so many fun expansions. Like, if there's nothing that gets me more hyped in the world than a World of Warcraft expansion teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Because they're so cinematic and they're so well made. Like, I don't even play World of Warcraft that much. Barely ever. But
Would you say
good stuff.
Would you say that World of Warcraft has enough content to keep you busy for a year or
No,
years?
for the rest of your life, if you wanted.
That damn.
Many side quests. So
Well,
many
here's the
side
thing.
quests.
The reason why I picked it, and I don't even really play WoW, I haven't played it in a few years, but the reason why it's my number one is because it's the only game that can come close to literally taking someone's life away. People have literally dedicated their entire lives to
People
playing
have
World of
sued
Warcraft
Blizzard over it.
to the point where it becomes their entire life. And if that's what you want to do, I mean, we're in a quarantine.
Yeah.
So if you want to just ride this out by, being an Azeroth, be my guest. But also, they have World of Warcraft Classic, which in my opinion is pretty cool because you can go back to the way the game came out, like the way it was back in 2004, 2005, when it originally came out, when it originally got everybody hooked.
Before any expansions.
Yes, before any of the expansions,
Mhm.
and you can relive that. And in fact, I think they just announced that they're going to be doing the first expansion, which was at the time 2007, the Burning Crusade. They're going to do servers for that one now. So it's literally endless.
Yeah.
Even when you get to the point where you're tired of the game, you can just go back.
Yeah.
You can just start all over again and do
Yeah.
the first expansion, second expansion. Like, if you wanted to, you could never stop playing that game.
Oh, yeah.
I've stopped playing, but if I ever wanted to,
have a
I could
friend
always do this.
who's
I could
been
always go
playing
back.
Classic. I'm not joking. Since it came out, every day I've gone to his house. Every time I've ever gone to his house, he's sitting there playing Classic, and he's on a hardcore raid group. Like, I think they placed like third in. They're up there. I can't remember where, but top 10, I think, for the completions for the WoW Classic raid. And I'm just like, that's crazy, man. That's so nuts. But he's been playing it nonstop, and they added PvP servers again on the Classic, like. Or they made the competitive. I can't remember exactly what it is, but they added a PvP element that's like something everybody was clamoring for.
Yeah.
To Classic, so it's never ending. Never.
And it's not even new.
Yeah.
It's something they've already added,
Yeah.
13 years ago. But it's just like, oh, they're bringing it back. Like,
Easily.
people get excited over old stuff because it's nostalgic to them, and it's actually legitimately fun.
Yeah, World of Warcraft can get me hyped for no reason without even playing it. That's how you know it's very, very good.
And it's the ultimate, like, literal life wasting game. Like,
Yeah.
you'll be sitting there for an entire day, and that's all you've done is just run around on your guy, just try to do quests, try to collect weapons and stuff like that. It's like Animal Crossing,
Yes.
but on crack, literally.
Oh yeah, so much more. You can go for days
It's
and like
all about collecting.
Hardcore Animal Crossing.
yeah, hardcore
Pretty
Animal
much.
Crossing. Oh, it's such a great series, hands down. Love it. All right, we're getting near the
Joe.
Joe.
Okay.
What's our
All
number one game?
Here's
that we should
number
be
one.
playing during quarantine?
It's not gonna be a surprise, I feel like,
For people that know you.
to people that know me. But number one game series that you should play through a quarantine is Mass Effect. The Mass Effect
Ooh.
trilogy.
That's not what I expected.
Really?
What were
I
you
expected
thinking?
This.
I was 100% thinking Resident Evil.
Oh,
I was like, oh, Resident Evil 3 just came out.
One or the other.
Resident
yeah.
Evil 2 is like Joe's favorite game from last year. I'm like, oh, Resident
It's
Evil.
true.
So I'm legitimately
It's true.
shocked. But Mass Effect is also not surprised me. I should have pictured Mass Effect.
Spoilers for a conversation down the line. Resident Evil is one of my favorite game series ever.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to
We'll
favorite
get there.
games at some point. We have a lot of things
Yes.
to talk about.
But Resident Evil's about a quarantine. You don't want to.
That's what I was saying. Like, it's really meta, but I'm about it.
It's really it's like that in the Division. You're like, I don't want to play this.
Oh man, Division's like real, too real. But Joe,
I think I made a joke.
Go ahead.
Division 2, and they were like everyone's gonna get locked down, quarantined. I'm like, man, the Division 3 trailer hype is getting way too ridiculous.
someone's gonna do it. They're gonna make a Division 3 trailer out of all the
advertising.
quarantine videos, and everyone's gonna believe it. It's gonna be great. Can't wait.
So, Mass
Why
Effect.
Mass Effect?
Okay, why Mass Effect? Easiest question, couple of bullet points. Length. Okay, you're gonna be taking on an epic story that's gonna take you a long while to beat, especially if you want to do everything. Okay. Another thing, you are the star. You are the main character. You create your look, your gender. Are you a paragon of virtue? Are you a goody two shoes? Are you doing the things the right way? I think the most important thing is the cast of characters. Okay, you're gonna fall in love with people. You're gonna hate people. You're gonna have like people. You're like, I love this character. I love that character. They're so real that by the end of it, as you're getting towards the end, you're gonna get emotional.
Mhm.
It's the greatest sci-fi adventure of all time. Okay, of all time.
Quick question.
And go ahead.
Does this include Andromeda?
No, but Andromeda is there if you want more.
It's bonus content.
Andromeda, it's bonus
It's
bonus content.
yeah, like optional content after you finish everything. If you're like, hey, I really want to continue playing around this universe,
Yes,
go play
exactly.
Andromeda.
Mass Effect's basic way. How do you describe Mass Effect in just a few short minutes is hard, but I'm gonna do my best.
Impossible.
If you ever wanted to go on a sci-fi adventure, okay, every kid, whoever, when you're a kid, you want to be like a captain of a ship, you want to go on an adventure, you want to meet aliens, fight the bad guy. This is the game. Okay, I know there's a lot of flack around BioWare now, but this has not tarnished at all. Every decision you make counts. There's repercussions for everything you do, and unlike Life is Strange, you can't go back. Okay?
Yeah.
You could if you're one of those people that load back saves. Don't be one of those people.
Yeah, no,
deal
we
with
don't like those.
deal with your consequences. Feel the weight of every decision you got to make. Every squeeze of the trigger, you're like, should I be doing this?
Yep.
Every single thing you do, and you kind of, I think one of the best things about the game, you learn a lot about yourself. A little bit, in a
Yeah,
little way. In
definitely.
these kinds of games,
I can see it
you learn
because you're making your own
'cause I think
choices.
the
You
best-
start realizing it's like a morale
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I think the best way to play any RPG is not. I like role playing
Right.
too, right? But I think the most fun I have is when I'm like, this is me.
Yeah.
Here
Yeah.
in this, what would I really do in this situation? And sometimes you make a decision and you gotta. It sometimes it works out and you're like, yeah, let's keep going. Sometimes it's not gonna work out.
Makes sense.
Sometimes you gotta deal with, and there's some tough decisions. And I think
Definitely.
because it's a course of 3 of them, you get to see I think also replayability. Not only are they really long, but your story is gonna be so unique, and you do another playthrough at the end. It's gonna be completely different.
And also a multitude of DLC.
A multitude of DLC, just
So
true-
much.
It's just, oh man, it's one of, if you've ever wanted to go on an adventure, like an actual adventure. Okay, this is as close as you're gonna get
I like it.
until aliens actually meet us in real life and you turn out to be the chosen one.
How far off is this statement? Because I'm making this a connection that might not be entirely right,
Mhm.
but can also have elements of being right. When I think of Mass Effect, I think of Firefly.
Yep.
Okay.
That's not wrong.
I think of Star Trek.
Oh,
It's
Star Trek.
It's Star Trek mixed with Firefly.
That's
Okay, you are
Great.
that's a
You are-
sci-fi dream.
because your character can take shape that way. It's
Yeah.
it's literally anything.
Yeah.
You
You
can
choose however you
could
want
be
it. Go for
you
it.
could be you could be Picard.
Yeah.
You could be Nathan Fillion.
Love 'em.
You could be you could just be completely ruthless if you want to do that way. Renegade for life. Just throwing that out there. Renegade for life. It's an adventure. If you want to go on an adventure, if you want to escape all the bad stuff that's going on, and you want to meet a great cast of characters, and it'll keep you busy for a long, long while, That's the game. That's the game. Side note, fun fact.
Fun fact.
BioWare released a little thing a month or two ago. I don't know if you guys know this. They took all the data across all 3 games, and they showed that I think 92% of all players finished the game finished the trilogy as a Paragon. Paragon is a good guy.
Right.
Doing the right decision. Only 8% of players finished as a Renegade.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Damn. You're one of the 8%.
They're talking first time playthroughs.
Yeah.
Not
Obviously,
like
go
multiple.
back and replay it, and I mean, obviously that's going to.
They're talking.
But
they're
very
talking
first
from-
time.
Very first time, they took all the data from people's very first times playing through the trilogy.
And we're just
92% Paragon, 8%
that is awesome.
Renegade, which made me feel so good about myself.
I'm pretty sure I was Paragon when I haven't played through the whole series. I've played pieces of all of them.
Well,
I'm pretty
people
sure
think
Paragon was my thing.
a lot of games do it. They have a morality system. It's like you're either the good guy or you're the bad guy,
Yeah.
right? Which Mass Effect doesn't do that. You're either the squeaky clean good guy or you're the do whatever it takes good guy. You're still a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a skew
So-
on there.
Mass Effect. That's it.
It doesn't surprise me though that 90% is
Good guy?
squeaky clean. Because I mean, it's such an immersive game
It is.
that when you're actually put in those situations, you really don't want to screw these people over, even though they're not real. Like I remember playing Mass Effect and making a renegade decision, and you just feel so bad. They make you feel so bad sometimes about doing it that you're like,
The game-
oh god.
Yeah. On the opposite end, when you do a good thing, you feel so good about yourself.
Yes, exactly.
I never felt bad.
You guys might have just talked me into a couple of these games.
I'm like the Galaxy's at stake. All right.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna do what it takes.
I gotta do what I want. I didn't even mention the story. The story's epic. There you go.
Oh yeah, it is.
the story's epic. There you go. Just story's epic. Play Mass Effect. Long story short.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's fantastic. That's number 1.
I like it. Good choice.
Yeah.
My number 1. I don't know.
I can't wait.
I don't know if Steven said that he thought he knew what my number 1 was. Do you think it was Destiny?
No.
Okay. So my number
I
1
thought it was gonna be Destiny.
isn't necessarily a huge game by the standards that we're talking about with the other ones. Not it is series, but enjoyable games. After playing them, some of my favorite games of all time
Okay, I don't think I got it right then.
I
by a
don't know what it
mile.
is.
So I recently.
Oh wait, I know what it is.
I don't think you do.
Mhm.
So there was a remaster of this game that came out last year. It's very, very new. So it's Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh my
I was
God.
wrong. I was
Yeah,
wrong.
I didn't think anybody would have thought about this.
I thought I had it.
So before I go into it, what did you guys think my number 1 was?
Go first, Steven. Go ahead.
Hearthstone.
I thought about putting that on the list. It was very close. I was like, I should do it.
I thought it was BioShock.
Also thought about putting it on the list. Like
Dude.
honorable mentions, both of them. Play both of those games. They're great. But
Yeah.
let me tell you about Ori 1 and 2. These games are absolutely outstanding games. From a studio, these are their only 2 games. I've looked into this. These are the only 2 games they've ever released. And Ori
Really?
and the
They've
Blind
never made
Forest-
anything else?
Nope. Moon Studios released Ori and the Blind Forest was their first game ever. And
Wow.
as soon as that finished up, they did Ori 2, Will and the Wisps. But both of these games are fantastic. Absolutely amazing. It's just a heavy story right from the beginning. So this game will plunge you right into the world, give you the setup, and the setup is heartbreaking. I was
Yeah.
10 minutes in and I was
No.
like, I'm about to cry to this game right now. I'm
Yeah.
only 10 minutes in and it sets it up so well. And it gets you invested in these characters in such a quick amount of time that you're like, we need to do this. I want to make sure this is all right. Let's go out and do this thing. So it's a really good story experience. And same thing with Will the Wisps. It just released like 3 weeks ago. Same exact kind of experience. Launches you right into the world and gives you, hey, here's the characters you know, here's a couple new ones. Boom, go. Lets you go into the world, you explore, and also the thing that makes it more top tier in my opinion, it's difficult. It's not easy.
No,
They
it's
have-
not.
It's like puzzles. So it's a
Good, solid
Metroidvania
platformer.
style game, and it like literally plays like that, but just so rough. You are constantly trying to figure out puzzles, dodge enemies, and just so much that you can do inside of it. The first one, I will say, the combat is a little There's like pieces of the combat that could be better. It's kind of straightforward, Second one improves on it massively. You can choose what you're wielding. You get like a bow and arrow. You can get a giant sword. You have so many options in the second one. But just from start to finish, I never was bored of that game. All the puzzles were fun. Everything was really enjoyable. The story keeps you going without being too like heavy-handed. And the game just, you play as you wish pretty much. You can go explore like these woods or go explore these like this like volcanic area or this mountain. Very broad game, and gets even bigger with Will of the Wisps, and just will have you entranced, in my opinion. It's a good
I was surprised
balance.
at how big Will of the Wisp was. I was surprised.
Yeah, amazingly huge. I actually just ordered the collector's edition, and I have it right
Oh,
here.
did you?
Yeah, because I love that series so much now.
What does the collector's edition come with?
So you just get the steelbook, you get an art book, which that's one thing I also didn't mention. The art in that game is
Amazing.
It's Will of the Wisps is probably, this is a bold statement to make, probably the most gorgeous game I've ever played in my life, and it's not even close.
No, I
don't mean realistic. I don't mean anything like that, but I mean just the colors that.
it'd be
pop
hard
out.
to argue.
Yeah, the colors, the atmosphere, the way everything, like Ori, the main character herself, has a little faint white glow that you don't really notice until you're put on this backdrop, and it just matches perfectly. Everything in that game, in my opinion, makes it a must play for both of them, and they are just outstanding games overall. So,
Yeah,
Ori 1 and 2,
100%.
if you own an Xbox, you own a PC, or for at least Blind Forest, if you own a Switch, it did come out on the Switch, and I beat Blind Forest
That's
on
good.
the Switch, and it's really, really fun. They're also not that expensive. I believe they're both $20. That's it. So, hands down, we'll never stop recommending those games. Some of my favorites of all
100%.
time. Ori
100% agree.
1 and 2.
And if nothing else, Chappie, the soundtrack.
Oh my god. How did I forget the soundtrack? Okay, I can go off this game forever, guys. You don't understand. The soundtrack, I listened to the soundtrack because I was like running out of things to listen to. And I was like, you know what? Let's put on the Ori soundtrack. Sweeps
I
you
listen
off
to
the
it while I'm
game.
at work.
Yeah.
While I'm back socking. I just play it on my phone.
It's a very like peaceful, but not like gonna make you go to sleep peaceful. It's just a very melodic, great soundtrack. And I recommend everybody listen to that. Even if you don't play the games, listen to the soundtrack to that game. It's one of the best of all time, arguably. Just fantastic. And the ending for both of them, oh my god, the ending is so good. And one last thing, they added in the second one. The first one only had one technically, but boss fights. I love boss fights. Everybody loves boss fights. In the first one, they only had technically one boss fight, but it was an escape scene, which is also
Okay.
one of my favorite things. You get to escape. There's at every level is ended with like this escape. You have to run as fast as you can away because like there's water chasing you, or like a giant owl is trying to kill you, and you got to run away from it. And it's just so well done, so perfect. Like masterpieces in my opinion, hands down.
Yeah. Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Listen,
I'm gonna do as non-spoiler as I can.
right?
The boss fight that gave me the most trouble.
Mhm.
Okay, I played it on hard.
Okay.
The water boss fight in the second game.
Oh yeah.
That boss fight, I actually had to put the controller down. I haven't done this in forever. I had to go, and then I was like, all right, I need to take a break.
I've had to gain composure. I've yelled at my screen many times playing Ori.
Yeah, Ori,
They're
My
very,
God.
very difficult. No,
Ori.
it looks like an innocent game. It's really difficult to do.
Ori's a lot harder than you'd think at first glance.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy on the eyes, but absolutely just destroys your brain at how hard it is. You will get
I gotta
so mad
pick
at
it
this
up
game.
for my Switch now.
I
You've sold
highly
me.
recommend it. It's so good. I wish I
Yeah.
just had the cartridge. I bought it digitally, but I wish I had the cartridge because I would just give it to all my friends and be like, play this game, give it back to me when you're
I
done.
don't think they made it physical for the Switch.
I think I
Did
feel like
they?
they did, but very limited copies. It was like one of those like if you
I
didn't
can't
pre-order
believe the
it, you
second
get it
one's
digital.
on the Switch.
Yeah, I'm surprised the second one isn't yet. I'm sure at some point it will.
They will eventually.
Hashtag Ori for Smash.
Microsoft
so
is
down.
doing that now. They got Cuphead
Dude, I'd be
on
down for
there.
that.
I think that would be amazing to do. But
Yeah,
hands down, one of my favorite games of all time, game series of all time.
yeah.
Definitely worth it. I like all of our number ones, honestly. I like the whole. All of them are pretty solid just in general.
I like everybody's list.
Yeah, all of them are great games. Things you should definitely check out. Like, if anything,
Mhm.
check out the number ones for all three of us. No matter what, they're all
Mhm.
great games.
hmm
But there's so many good choices. So many.
It was really hard to pick five.
Five.
It was really
Because it
really
seems
hard
like it's
to
the one
pick
that's the odd one out, where it seems like, oh, I don't really like this one as much, but it's like, no, they're still all good games. All of them are great. Like, I had Animal
Yeah.
Crossing at 5, and then, was it you, Steven, who had it at 2? Originally?
Yeah, I had it at 2.
Yeah.
Just my top 5 are kind of all on the same level too. Like none of them really outshine the other, in
Right.
my opinion. It's just kind of depending on what you want.
Yeah.
Because it's you're in quarantine. Find
Yeah.
something you love.
I mean, it's all preference. It's all whatever you
Yeah,
what do you think
yeah.
sounds better to you? Like, do you want to go with more of like an exploration, huge space adventure? Go Mass
We
Effect.
pretty much covered everything. Like we had like like the rhythm games with Just Dance, and then Joe had both like Western RPG with Mass Effect
Mhm.
and also JRPG with Persona. So
Persona.
it's like
Yeah.
different ways, but still,
Yeah, literally everything. We got
Amazing.
side scroller.
yeah,
3D
2D platformers.
Yeah, exactly. We
Yeah.
got everything pretty much. It's just there's so much out there to play, so much out there to do, and it is amazing to see.
The one good thing about this quarantine is you get all this time to play.
I know you have so much time to play.
Out of all the games we've listed, I think I've never played Ring Fit. I've played
either.
WoW. I've played WoW before.
Yep.
But that's like I Cyber Lounge played WoW.
Oh
That's,
yeah,
I never had it. I never had it. I was a Guild Wars kid. growing up.
I remember Guild Wars.
Same thing though. I mean, if that's
Yeah.
I think just like an MMO in that sense is actually a good quarantine game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
hands down.
I have lots of good memories on Guild Wars, which we can do another time.
Oh yeah.
I
we
could
have-
speak for hours on that.
exactly. We have so
Um,
much ground to cover still, like, which is crazy. This is just the first episode
Yeah.
of the podcast. There's so much ground to cover. We have so much we can do. Games.
What are we
can do
doing
movies.
next week? Are we going to be doing television shows? Best
Are we
best
doing
bingeable
this-
shows?
Doing this every Friday?
We're gonna try to. At least every Friday, if not every other Friday, would be nice. We're still trying to work out the schedule. We're gonna get
Okay.
there soon.
Every week,
Fridays-
preferably, right?
Yeah, preferably every Friday would be nice. If we can't, then
Fridays work good for me. I can't. I open on Fridays, so I will never be working late on Fridays.
awesome.
I can
That's
do Fridays. Yeah.
We can definitely iron out the details, but I'm thinking every Friday we can just come in. We're gonna do this, and yeah.
How long are we at?
Right now we're looking at. Let's find out.
I want to see if I was right.
I gotta. Oh,
I'm going to guess close to 2
I'm
hours.
gonna say. I want to go a little over 2.
exactly an hour and 31 minutes.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
See,
I
Wasn't
thought
as
we
long
did.
as I thought.
I felt like we were talking for way longer.
yeah, see, it feels like it, but it just goes really, really fast.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Mhm.
ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching, thank you for watching the first ever Mystery Box podcast. This was all of our games that we wanted you to play for quarantine, and also a bunch of other random shit. We're probably going to come together every week and just talk about random shit going on in our lives, followed by some main topics. So feel free to come, have some fun, lay back, listen to this lo-fi music.
Also,
It's
if you're
basically going to
watching-
be.
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
Oh, I was gonna say it's basically gonna be like 30 minutes of us rambling about whatever,
Yeah.
and then the main topic, which I like.
Yeah.
We'll save the main topic for the end. Let us get all the nonsense out of our systems first.
Exactly. We don't. Yeah, we mainly talk to each other like right before we get these up. So I mean,
Mhm.
when we get on, we can actually just talk about whatever's going on in our lives. And
That's true. We were talking for like 40 minutes before we started recording.
exactly. So we can go for days. We literally can.
Yeah.
But we'd rather film it, and then everybody else can get in on the conversation. Just more fun.
Mhm.
Makes more sense.
Definitely. I was going to just say real quick that if you're watching us on Twitch, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I don't think we have a link to it in
yet.
our Twitch channel yet, but
we
we
haven't.
should do that just so we'll have an edited version of this for the YouTube channel so that you can just listen to it.
Yeah, this video.
gotta bleep all those f-bombs.
I could do it. I can make it happen.
I don't think any of us really cursed that much, to be honest.
I didn't
No,
know.
yeah, I don't remember cursing, but I mean, I probably did.
It comes with the territory, but
We call them sentence enhancers.
yeah, there we go. We gotta make sure they're good. Okay, that's everything.
Yes.
All right, guys. Anything else you guys want to say before we head out?
I like you guys as friends,
It's fair. Same.
but I love our fans more.
Okay, that's fair. Me too. It's fair.
Okay.
Steven?
Just stay safe out there, everybody. Make sure that if you're leaving the house, you got your gloves, you got your masks. Get some soap, hand sanitizer if you can. Just stay safe. Don't want anybody getting sick for any dumb reasons.
It's true.
So,
Check out the games that we listed.
yes.
Check out all of them. If you can. Check out all
Check
of
them all
You
out.
have,
They're
you
not-
have time on your hands. Check them all
They're-
out.
Most of the ones I think generally are on basically anything.
Yeah, for the most part,
So
on everything. So just keep a lookout, and whichever ones you can play them.
yeah, man.
You have the time. Anyways, until next time, everybody have a good rest of your night. The screen's gonna look a little weird, but sayonara, everybody. Have a good one.
Adios.
Bye bye.